Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious pumpkin roll. And if you've never made a pumpkin roll before, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make. So let's get into it. So it is officially baking season. I love the fall because it's nice and cool outside, which means when I turn on my oven, my house doesn't feel like an oven. So I have a large bowl here and I'm going to add 3/4 cups of flour. If you're wondering why I'm adding flour 3 times, this is 1/4 cup. When you fill it up 3 times, that's 3/4. That's for my friends that may not be that good at fractions. I got you. No judgment from me. So now I'm going to add 1 cup of white sugar. And then I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. It is very important that your baking powder and baking soda are fresh, okay? Especially your baking soda. Now I am adding my own blend of spices. You can add 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, but I'm going to be adding 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, and 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. And then I added about 1/2 teaspoon of some salt. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my whisk and mix that together to combine. By the way, I will have all of the ingredients in the description box below, like always. Alright, so now that I have all of my dry ingredients mixed in a separate bowl, I'm going to mix up my wet ingredients. I'm going to start by adding 3 large eggs. Try to make sure that your eggs are at room temperature because then they're going to mix better in the batter. Okay, and then I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of some vanilla. That was like 1.5 teaspoons. So about 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. And then this is my pumpkin puree. You want to make sure that you get canned pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie puree. And this is 2/3 cup, okay? So if you have a measuring cup and it says 1/3, you're going to fill that up 2 times with pumpkin puree. You can see me scrambling trying to find something to mix this up. Now I'm going to use my whisk and I'm going to mix that up really well to combine. All right, now it's time to combine my dry ingredients with my wet ingredients. So since this is a cake/quick bread mixture, it's very important to not over mix your batter. If you over mix your batter, what you're going to get is a very chewy and dense pumpkin roll. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not going to use like a hand mixer. I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't, but I like to use just a spoon and just mix it myself to ensure that I'm not over mixing. I do like a combination of like regular mixing and then kind of like folding it just until I don't see any more flour. So I just mix it to combine until I don't see any more streaks of white flour, and then I'm good to go. All right, so I actually have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my batter into my really ugly cookie sheet. When I was looking at the video footage of this recording, I'm like, oh my gosh, that pan looks terrible. But I feel like the ugly pans are the best pan. That's a really good quality pan. Anyway, so I went ahead and I put a little bit of non-stick cooking spray, and then I'm going to put some parchment paper. I spray the cooking spray. That way the parchment paper sticks really well to the pan and it doesn't slide or move around. You can also use just regular water. It'll help the parchment paper stick as well. Now I noticed that my parchment paper was really big. It's not really an issue. You can go ahead and use like some scissors and cut it to size if you want, which I did. So I'm just going to cut it just a little bit just so that I don't have too much excess. By the way, you want to use parchment paper. Do not use wax paper because the wax in the wax paper will seep into your batter while it's baking, and you do not want that, okay? All right, now I am ready to pour my batter. All right, so starting in the middle, I'm going to go ahead and pour my batter. And then what I like to do is I'll use like the flat side of a rubber spatula, and I try to spread it out as evenly as possible. And then at the very end, I grab my cookie sheet and very carefully, I like tap it kind of hard onto the counter so that the batter can spread evenly. Now you're going to notice that it's not going to spread like into a perfect rectangle like the cookie sheet, but that's okay. The whole point is to just try to make it as even as possible, okay? Now I'm going to bake it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 14 minutes. All right, and after about 14 minutes or so, or until like you insert a toothpick or a small butter knife and it comes out clean, the pumpkin roll is done. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and using the parchment paper, I'm going to carefully lift it from the pan. The parchment paper is not really that hot. Only the cake itself in the pan, so be very careful. I just lift it and I put it on top of a clean surface. I'm using a towel, and I am gonna cut off a little bit more of that extra parchment paper because I'm gonna go ahead and roll my pumpkin roll. Okay, so you wanna roll the pumpkin roll when it's fresh out of the oven because it's a lot more malleable, meaning that when you go to roll it, it's less likely to crack. Okay, so very carefully, like so. I try to start with a pretty tight roll in the beginning. And again, the cake is like very moist, so there's not going to be any cracking. And I know it looks a little weird, but yes, you are going to roll it with the parchment paper. And after you roll it, you're going to let it cool completely while it's rolled. And this is going to help form the shape of the pumpkin roll. And while the cake is cooling, I'm going to set out 6 tablespoons of some salted butter and 1 brick of full-fat cream cheese to soften to room temperature. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and make my pumpkin roll filling. So I'm going to go ahead and put in that softened cream cheese. As you can see, it's super soft, and so is the butter. It takes about an hour and a half for the cake roll to cool down. And that's how long it takes for the butter and the cream cheese to get to room temperature. You don't want to leave it out on the counter for more than 2 hours because then it will no longer be food safe. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm not using like a hand mixer or a stand mixer or anything like that because as you can see, it's so soft that it mixes very easily together. And honestly, whenever I use a hand mixer, a stand mixer, I get kind of frustrated because that just means there's more dishes to wash. So if I can use just a bowl and a spoon, I am happy. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that up really, really well until it is well combined. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of powdered sugar. Now for the powdered sugar, you want to make sure that it is sifted. You can, if you don't have a sifter, you can put it in a bowl and just mix it up really good with a fork or with a metal whisk until all the lumps, like the big lumps, are nice and broken up, okay? And then I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I'm going to continue mixing until it is nice and well combined. All right, now it is time for my favorite part. It's time to prepare the pumpkin roll. So the cake is completely cold, and as you can see, I'm going to gently peel off the parchment paper while simultaneously unraveling the cake roll. I didn't put any cooking spray on the parchment paper. You do not need it because the parchment paper is already naturally non-stick, and if you put any kind of cooking spray or butter, it's going to affect the cake, okay? As you can see, it looks really good. There's no cracks. And if you have a crack or two, it's no big deal. It's going to get covered by that delicious pumpkin roll filling. And by the way, in Puerto Rico, a roll, like a cake roll, is called a Brazo Gitano, which literally translates to gypsy arm. I do not know the historical context of that name, but if you do, please let me know in the comments down below. I love when you guys share like like little history tidbits of Puerto Rico in my comments, I love it. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and just spread that delicious cream cheese mixture as evenly as possible. It's my favorite part. And also, side note, in the future, I also want to make a video on Puerto Rican Brazo Gitano, which is like a very light, airy vanilla cake roll with a guava filling. It's super, super delicious. That one is a little more technical because it incorporates like fluffy egg whites, but it's very easy to do, and I'm going to show you in the future. All right, so I have no fancy equipment. I'm just using the back of a spoon and just spreading it as evenly as possible. This is super relaxing. I feel like a lot of people are very intimidated by making cake rolls. They think it looks really, like very hard, but it's really not. It's very easy, especially a pumpkin roll, because the cake itself is like a quick bread. It's like making banana bread, like a banana bread mixture or zucchini bread mixture or carrot cake. Those are all very easy. So some people do not like to spread the filling all the way to the ends because they think that it gets messy, but I don't think so. I know that I like my filling to be nice and even, that when I go ahead and cut a slice, I have an even amount of filling. It's like when you're making a PB&J, you gotta like spread the peanut butter and the jelly to like every like corner and edge of the bread, because then it's not good, in my opinion. I missed a spot. Now that I'm looking at it, I feel like I missed a spot in the bottom too. Oh, that's going to drive me nuts. Anyways, so since the cake cooled while it was rolled, it's going to be very easy to re-roll it, as you can see. So you want to roll it as tightly as possible, but it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, all done. All right, and our bracito gitano de calabaza is done. By the way, I just said my pumpkin roll in Spanish. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it tightly in plastic cling wrap, which is not my favorite thing to use because it can be very annoying. It gets stuck together. But you want to make sure that you wrap it up tightly so that it can stay nice and moist. And you want to keep this in the refrigerator, okay? Because it does have like a cheese and butter filling, which is dairy. So make sure you keep that in the refrigerator. And if you want, just pay attention to how I am wrapping it up, because I'm not good at explaining it, just to ensure a nice tight wrap. And I feel like it stays fresh in the fridge for up to a week. And that is all for today's video. Look how perfect that swirl is. It came out so good. And then personally, I like to top it off with some powdered sugar, and I'm good to go. So if you've enjoyed today's video, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also, leave a comment down below. It helps my channel a ton. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Until next time.